Hello everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to Flossmas Day 17. I am going to start off by saying that today is technically the 16th because I film and then I put the video up the next day so that it can go up early in the morning, and today is Monday, yesterday was Sunday, and I did not stitch basically at all yesterday on Sunday. I think I did maybe 200 stitches on the last project that I had spun on the wheel, which was the 12 Movie Nights of Christmas by Atomic Tiki Pins, and so I will show the 200 stitches really fast. I was working on filling in some of the tree, and like I said, it was like 200 stitches. I didn't even write down how much I stitched. I did a tiny bit of it and then I was just like, I think I'm done. I just didn't want to stitch anymore. And one thing I was going to say is someone had asked about the elf block and the thread that I used. So in the elf block, it is a sparkly black. It's charted to be just regular DMC 310, but I used DMC Etoile instead just because I like a little bit of sparkle and I wanted to try it out, and I love the way that it came out. I was also worried that if I just used regular black, it wouldn't show up very well on this fabric because the fabric is pretty dark. It's a fabric I dyed myself, and so I was worried that regular black wouldn't show up as well. So the sparkle kind of, makes it hit the light a little bit more so you can see it a little better, in my opinion. So there was that. That was all I did yesterday. So today I need to make a list of what I want to do today and try and get back on track. So to start with, I will work on Autumn Harmony and do 400 stitches because that is what my daily goal is supposed to be, 400. And then the other project I would like to work on in the evening, because I do Autumn Harmony during the day and then work on a different project at night. And I think I'm going back to Cozy Winter Book Nook. And I think I'm only going to try and do 500 stitches on that today just because I don't know if I really feel like doing a ton of stitching today. I kind of want to be able to take a break from stitching as much as I had been in the last couple weeks, because the stitching I was doing the last couple weeks was way more than I normally do. So let me go over to Notion real quick and I can compare numbers because I keep track of all of my stitching in Notion. And so if we go to November, it's loading. In the month of November, I had a really bad stitching month in November. I will start off by saying that I had a lot of times where I didn't stitch in November, and so in November I did 13,000 stitches the total month of November. So that was for the entire month. So far in December, I have already done 20,000 stitches. So the amount of stitching that I have done this month is a lot more than I normally would do. So I think I'm going to try and cut it back the next week, try and get back to my normal stitching. And I want to look at January and see what I did in January. I think for January that was a decent month where I was stitching quite a bit, and my total stitching for January was 20,000 stitches. So yeah, like I said, for December I am way ahead of what I would normally stitch in a month. Most of my months are not the way that December is, and I don't know how I managed to do so many stitches in those first couple weeks of December. I honestly do not. So now I need to go back to what I want to do today though. The other thing that I would like to do today is, I had it out somewhere, is keep working on my socks. So I am using an Advent yarn from Kirby Werby Yarns, and I am knitting both socks at the same time. So this is sock 1, and then I have sock 2 somewhere else. It's not around. And I finished the gusset of sock 2 over the weekend, and I realized I forgot to show it, and then I have moved on to finishing the foot part of sock number 1. So today I would like to finish the foot and get to where you do the toe decreases on sock number 1, and then that means tomorrow I could do the foot of sock number 2, and then all that would be left is doing the toe. So the socks are getting very close to being done. I'm very excited about that. So that is my plans for today, and I will be back once I have done some stitching and I have some progress to show. Hopefully I get some stitching in, because yeah, yesterday I was just not feeling it, so I took a break. But I'll be back with stitching, hopefully. I am back, and it's currently, I think, Flossmas day 18, because I ended up having a day where I did not stitch. So all that I did on Autumn Harmony over the last couple days is 300 stitches, and that was it. So I think I did some of the red here and was just filling in some of the darker colors. So like this area is getting filled in, but I haven't stitched in a couple days. And then I did not work at all on Cozy Winter Book Nook, and I did not work on my sock because yesterday I was not feeling good. I had a headache. I just wasn't feeling like stitching. So I took another day off from stitching, and I haven't got much done. So that was all there is to show for stitching. I did receive a package, so I was going to talk about it real quick because I have had people ask me before about CXC floss and where to get it. So for the Haid Stitch Along for 2025, I decided I'm going to use CXC, and I ordered it on Etsy from a shop called Naughty Unicorn Crafts, and Naughty is spelled Knotty. I will link them down below. And I've ordered from a couple different shops before because I also have ordered from Cross and Crafts on Etsy. They are in the UK though, so shipping for me is more expensive. So this time I decided I would try and find a seller that's in the US. So when I searched for CXC on Etsy, I filtered the search for shops in the US, and that was one of the first ones that came up. And the way you order CXC is really easy. You can either put a thing in the comments where you write out all your DMC numbers, and that's what I did, or you can email them your floss usage list and they will pull the floss for you like that. So I ended up getting my order for that, and it came very neatly. So I'm going to show this real quick. This is a printout of the color numbers that I had left in the comments, and then next to it, it says bag 1, 2, 3, and then all the floss was sent in these little bags right here that are numbered, and so each line is a different number of the DMC. And when I had written them out, I wrote them out in like number order, so I started with 208, 307, and I went from smallest to largest DMC number. So it's going to be very easy for me to get these onto floss cards because I can just start with bag number 1, and that will be my first floss card most likely. So that is my floss. I was very happy with the shop. The shop owner messaged like right after I ordered saying that they had got my order and that they had the floss numbers, and they said that it would be sent out within the next couple days. And yeah, and so it was just a very smooth experience. You can also order CXC on AliExpress, and it is cheaper, but it takes a lot longer. So I have ordered from Factory Express is the name of the shop on AliExpress, but when I ordered from them, it took I think 2 or 3 months for me to get the floss, and I obviously needed it faster for the stitch along. So other things I will mention is CXC uses the same numbers as DMC, so like 779 is going to be the same as DMC 779, and I'm fairly sure that the skeins are the same amount of floss as DMC, so they're very similar. And I am looking forward to using this because the floss coverage is slightly different because CXC is a little bit thicker than DMC, so I think I might use 32 count fabric. And for me personally, DMC 1/1 tent stitch doesn't give as good of coverage as if I use CXC. So if I use one strand doing tent stitch on 32 count, I get a lot better coverage with the CXC than DMC. And so I think that's what I might be using. But I also have a piece of 20 count fabric that I need to do like a test on because I've heard a lot of people talk about how they like 20 count with CXC doing 1/1 full cross, or I was tempted to try doing 2/1 tent stitch. So I would like to test that out within the next couple days or just before the end of the year if I get a chance to. So I will be doing that at some point, and if I do, I will show what the coverage looks like in a video later. But I am going to say that I will be ending my Flossmas now just because I don't have a lot of time for stitching right now. I only did 300 stitches. And so there's not really going to be a lot of progress to show, and then I'm also just not going to have very much time to like film and edit videos because there's going to be a lot of like family events over the weekend for me. So yeah, that's where it's going to end. I will still be recording some other video in the background. I'm hoping that I will have like a normal floss tube video up before the end of the year though, and I will at some point be trying to film a whip parade before the end of the year and also show where I was on my projects at the beginning of the year, if I met my goal for the project and all that type of stuff. So I will be doing that sometime within the next couple weeks. But I think that is all for this video. Thank you everyone for watching, liking, and subscribing, and I hope everyone has a happy holidays, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!